How do you reconcile the conflicting narratives that women do not want to be approached by men anymore, but also men are still expected to make the first move?
Just look at their eyes and smile. The ones that don't want to be approached will look away or give you that annoyed look. The ones that want to be approached will smile back at you. The one that really want you will smile and maintain eye contact.
Stop thinking of life as a game and just live, not set out with the intention of meeting. Have conversations with people because people enjoy having conversations with each other. One of those conversations will eventually lead to you clicking with someone to the point where both of you decide you want to have a relationship with each other. Or each other's brains out. Or whatever it is you think you need to plan ahead. To absolute last guy 95% of women want to meet is the guy who is out there trying to meet back and read it. Again.
I do not think that's a fact. Women don't want to be approached, they dread weirdos and the obnoxious. But if someone is well kept and polite, they may be open to at least a conversation to see if the intellect and so far personality matches the appearance. For the guys, learn to read the room as well as telltale signs and behavior. Don't go all guns blazing, be smart, respectful, creative, some confidence helps.
Don't approach women in a parking. Doesn't matter if she dropped something or needs help. You don't approach women in a parking lot.
First rule of dating, don't ask women what they want. Women have no clue what they want.
I accept that despite the growing hostilities and hypocrisy, there's still a giant ocean of nuance in most things. There's also a lot of sound reasoning to be found by using the "just because doesn't mean" method. You'd have to also adjust your statement to make it a bit more reasonable, universal. They don't want to be approached by men they don't find attractive and or don't want overly or aggressive approaches. Likewise, I don't want someone I'm not attracted to approaching me romantically. I also don't appreciate overly aggressive approaches. Just because she's with her girlfriends at a bar doesn't mean they're looking for men to approach. Whether common or not, there's such a thing as genuinely enjoying a local bar with friends. Just because she's wearing yoga pants and a crop top doesn't necessarily mean she's wanting you to stare uncomfortably long. Sure, some attention is likely enjoyed, because it's basically cheek pants, but there's such a thing as being creepy in your behaviors despite what appears as invitations to look. Someone staring at you for long periods is unsettling and potentially grounds for conflict. Just because she's an absolute hottie working at the store doesn't mean she's automatically wanting to be flirted with. There's such a thing as just working your job. You do it, not really anyone's fault whether or not they're born attractive. Just happens. Just because she's expecting you to make the move and ask her out, doesn't mean she's not going to put any effort into pursuing you also. The problem, generally, is the desire to leave clues or signals instead of direct communication. Both people are actively trying to avoid rejection. It happens.
One of those is a false have always disliked being approached by men they don't have always liked being approached by men they do like.
I seem to be stuck in a loop. I keep getting to the part where it tells me to go back to read it. I can't seem to get to the last line.
Reddit isn't real life. Sometimes you just have to shoot your shot. Trust me, wondering, what if, is always way worse.
To add to this, there are also time and places where women would prefer to be approached. And lastly, rejection is natural to experience.
Do not approach them in a blouse. Do not approach them in a house. You cannot riz them in a box or in the store when buying socks. Never ever in the gym or at the place you swim. Don't dare ask her on a jog or you'll appear on her vlog. Do not ask her here or there. Do not ask her anywhere.
Women don't want to be approached by men they aren't attracted to.
The difference between being seen as creepy or suave is level of attractiveness with a touch of charisma to boot. The less you have of one, the more you need of the other.
Not to mention time and place. Alone in the garage at night. No. Broad daylight in an open area. Sure.
Creepy is just a roundabout way of saying uncomfortable. You can do your darndest to try and make people comfortable, but you ultimately have no control over these feelings. Can derive from bad experiences someone has had in the past that has absolutely nothing to do with you.
Forgive me if it makes you pout, but heed my words with zero doubt, to always avoid a fateful bout you *_never ** ask a woman out.
IDK. There was a TikTok of this white girl upset that a man said, "Excuse me ma'am," from like 30 feet away while in a parking lot in broad daylight, and she lost her.
If this makes you stop to wonder how to land a date without a blunder, snap some pics, make your fingers tap and sign up for one of those dreadful apps.
All those apps have no effect and make your money go, eject. You will not date, or get to bone. You're better off flying alone. Greater than. This is actually making me depressed now. Less than.
1. I remember that women aren't all the same. Not even close. So while some might not want to be approached, many others I don't care what people think of me. I do what I want. If that some woman I have never met and will never see again off, I can live with that.
If you are educated, 9/10 times you will be met with education. I've asked tons of women out, always politely, hey, sorry to bother, I think you are cute, fun, cool, and I'd like to go out for a coffee or something if that's okay. The vast majority of times, I was rejected, but always politely and kindly. Some of them are still my friends today. And sometimes it works, and that's why I currently have a GF. I'm not an guy by any means, also not a model. I'd say I'm pretty average.
Or smile at you, look away briefly and then smile at you again.
Could have been staged because TikTok.
Kindly don't pigeonhole all of us based on the actions of a single Karen on TikTok.
Just make sure it's the, I like you, smile and not the, I see you and please leave me alone, polite grimace.
I am stripped of what little confidence I have left. Thank you, Reddit strangers.
Don't listen to the whack jobs on Reddit. Take your shot, and if they say no, move on.
I also think the problem might be that brushing of men isn't always easy, unless you are very blunt and direct. A guy tried to convince me to join me for a drink at my place. And after several attempts he didn't stop until I said, I am just going to go home. He also kinda reacted. Imagine if a woman, someone you are not attracted to at all, is approaching you. Maybe you are flattered but don't really want to engage with them. So you brush them off, then they continue, and continue, and continue, and continue, and continue. And that happens almost every time you are outside. I doubt most men would be happy with that.
The 2 rules of dating. 1. Be attractive. 2. Don't be unattractive.
The trick is to be around them a lot and build rapport so that they can feel in control and decide on their own if they like you or suspect you know this, but most guys don't understand, accept this. So it must be said.
I can tell you from my own anecdotal experiences that the difference between being liked and being a creep is just how attractive you are to the person you're crushing. I've been called a creep by some women a handful of times throughout my life, and I swear I haven't said or done anything creepy. I'm not some socially inept person. I do have some people skills. I'm fully capable of having platonic relationships with women. Women are just I like a woman, and there so happens to be an organic opportunity that presents itself for me to introduce myself. I'll make my move. However, when I make a move, I'm not flirting right away or trying to get in their pants. I'm just having regular conversations. I might crack a corny joke or two. I have a friend that a lot of women find attractive. He's a tall, muscular, athletic, charismatic man with lots of tattoos. The man practically radiates testosterone. He has a different girlfriend every time I see him. He genuinely amazes me how he can get away with saying the boldest things to incredibly beautiful women that I would in a billion years would never get away with saying. Things that if I were to say instead, I would most likely get my balls kicked.
Yeah, like, what if I go to jail? Rolling on the floor laughing.
Right, but that's not what OP is addressing. They're asking how you reconcile the, hey, I only want the ones I'd be interested in to approach me. You have to somehow know if you already are without me telling you, and further I'm going to actually tell everyone the uggos making a move is a negative behavior somehow, even though they're just guys trying to meet someone in a world where they are invisible if they don't try. Oh yay, and she won't try at all. So, uggos, remain single or be declared an issue for trying to.